right, so today we're going to be going over the top 10 things that make MW3 already better than MW2. And obviously, I know what you're thinking. It probably does not take much to be a better game than MW2, but these are just overall things that make MW3 a great game already. At number 10, we have the aftermarket parts. Now, the aftermarket parts are a new addition here to Call of Duty, something that we've never seen, and it's going to be something that's going to take a lot of learning here. But obviously, as we can already see, it allows for a lot more customization on weapons and just turning them into a whole new weapon as it is. Now, with this being such a kind of crazy and unique thing added into Call of Duty, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of balancing that needs to be done, but I'm sure we're going to be able to see a lot of people just create some wild weapons, and it's just going to be a whole lot of fun. And now for number 9 here, we have map voting. Now, map voting may seem just like a little simple feature that nobody really cares about, but for Call of Duty, this is such an important thing to have in the game. You know, there's nothing worse than being on a camo grind. You need like 50 point blank kills or 50 long shots or something like that, and then you get stuck on an El Mazar size map where you play it for 20 minutes and get like 20 kills, when you could be on another like shoot house size map or like shipment where you can get like 100 kills in that 20 minutes. Being able to vote for what map you want to play next is such like a good just quality of life thing that should just be cemented into every single Call of Duty game, because it gives the player more control and there's just literally no single downside to that feature. Now for number 8 here, we have skins and blueprints. Now for the past few years, and really kind of COD in general for its whole life, we've had to wait till like the end of the year to have really cool blueprints and stuff added in the store and just cool camos added into the game. But already, even like the pre-order stuff is animated. It's very vibrant, cool looking. I mean, it's so cool to see that we have stuff like this already in the game at launch. But even in the multiplayer reveal trailer, which is very crazy to see, we saw that like cell shaded kind of comic looking blueprint that I'm sure is going to be a bundle at some point. But for them to show that in a reveal trailer just shows that this year is going to be a lot different. They're trying to improve on so much stuff. Now at number 7 here, we have maps. Now the maps in MW3 are already better than MW2, which is kind of crazy because we played a full year on that game. And I'm just looking here at the launch maps that were on MW2. We had El Bagger Fortress. I mean, it's just kind of an awkward map. Greenberg Hotel, it's decent, but it's very large. That was one of the better maps we had, which is kind of saying something. Crown Wasteway, I mean, again, very large map. We have Tarak there, which was another 6v6 map that should have been made for like 50v50. Just a lot of maps in that game that were just very lousy, and we kind of felt like some maps were good, but they were just good compared to the bad maps that were in that game. I mean, we have all these MW2 kind of fan favorite maps, plus the MW3 maps that are just in the base game, and keeping all those like old jump spots and glitches that we see on those old MW2 maps like Favela and High Rise. It's just so much nicer for like the player base, and all these maps are already a lot more visually appealing, which is very important for replayability on this game. And at number 6 here, we have zombies. And whether you like zombies or not, having a solid third game mode is very important to the game's longevity and just overall people's enjoyment. With Warzone multiplayer and zombies, there's going to be so much to do on this game. Zombies is going to have its own separate camo grind, kind of like we saw in Cold War. I mean, Vanguard had a camo grind in zombies, but Vanguard Zombies was, you know, we're just not going to talk about that. In my opinion, having a zombies camo grind separate from the multiplayer grind is so important because it gets you over to another game mode. You can kind of chill out on zombies, just unlock camos at your own pace, and the camos look really cool. Now at number 5 here, we have recoil and visual recoil. Now we all know in MW2 the recoil was pretty harsh, especially the visual recoil, which was quite annoying because it would make some optics in the game and just some weapons in general just completely unusable. And we already see in MW3 that the weapons have a lot less recoil, and most importantly, that lot less visual recoil. It doesn't have that gun completely shaking your screen where you really cannot see much. It has a lot more smoother feel to it when you're shooting enemies, especially at a longer range. It gives it kind of a more arcade feel, which I know some people don't like, but overall it's just the best for Call of Duty to have a more arcade type shooter feel. Now at number 4 here, we have red dots. Now red dots are just something that we shouldn't have to ask for to be in a Call of Duty game. It was in a Call of Duty for what, like 10, 12, I don't even know how many years, a lot of years leading up to what game was the first one that took it out. Was it MW 2019? Being able to see when an unsuppressed player shoots their weapon on the map, when on your mini map, when you're just kind of running around the game, makes the game just feel a lot more fluid and just like classic Call of Duty. There's nothing more aggravating than having to build up a streak to get a UAV just to see the enemies where they are on the mini map. Now at number 3 here, we have aim assist. If you haven't noticed yet, the aim assist in MW3 is a lot less sticky than it has been in a lot of years in Call of Duty, which again adds to the skill gap and just makes the game feel a lot more rewarding when it comes to those long range or just tracking kills. And I mean, I've personally already whiffed on a lot of those long range gunfights because the aim assist is just clearly not as sticky the farther you get back, which is a lot better for the game in my opinion. And at number 2 here, we have the time to kill. Now for these last couple of years too, we've had a very fast time to kill with MW2 and Vanguard. You know, sometimes you get 2, 3 bolted the majority of the time with SMGs with fast fire rates and even ARs just across the map. And again, increasing the time to kill just stretches that skill gap out even farther, like we said with with the aim assist. And there's nothing more frustrating than a less skilled player just kind of landing 2 lucky shots on you across the map and you just drop because the time to kill is that fast. You know, now with the longer time to kill, it opens up so many more possibilities with aim, positioning, and movement, allowing you to outskill your opponents. And it overall just makes the game feel a lot better for all skill levels. And then lastly here at number 1, but certainly not least, we have movement. You know, if you've been a part of the COD community for this last year, ever since the day MW2 came out, everybody's been asking for slide canceling back. We know MW2 is a pretty clunky feeling game at times, and you know, it led to a lot of people even quitting the game. And of course, there's going to be the side that prefers no slide canceling over slide canceling, but it seems like so far the community feedback has been like overwhelmingly positive that we have slide canceling back and the movement just feels a lot more fluid. And yeah, those are the top 10 things that already make MW3 a better game than MW2. So if you did enjoy the video, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, because with the release of MW3, we have a lot more content coming out.